Breaking news. Dragonlord is impossible to find, or so the internet says. But is sorcery amidst a supply crisis, or are we just salty we can't get our hands on this shiny box at retail? Buckle up, this is Common Sense Sorcery, an Eternal Dirtles jaunt, and we're torching some FOMO today. Dragonlord, 13 exclusive cards, premium packaging, pure collector catnip. Collectors wanted trophies for their shelves, players wanted to tech their decks. And overnight, poof, shelves cleared faster than a board state post-Poison Nova. But Dragonlord didn't vanish. It just moved. At the time of recording, you can scoop up all 13 cards for $150 on secondary markets like TCG Player and Star City Games. Not cheap, but also not the extinction level event social media suggests it is. And frankly, you don't need all 13 cards. The competitive impact for Dragonlord is super tiny, and the high-level play, basically none. Your wallet need not die on this hill. Now, if you're itching to buy, grab 2 cards. Shrine of the Dragonlord, which is solid, versatile, and future-proof, or the Dragonlord Avatar. Soft now, but with high potential when better dragons are printed. Otherwise, chill out and don't mortgage your cores. Quick reality check. This happens with every collectible card game. Premium drops sell out, FOMO screams, scalpers circle, and the secondary market quietly keeps things playable. It's the ecosystem. Is it a bit annoying? Sure. Is it catastrophic? Not at all. Before you rage crit on eBay, ask yourself this. Is it scarcity or sticker shock sadness? Now, if you're curious where I'd put $150 instead, let's go to this deck list I just made. All right, here we go. We've got Black Plague and Great Famine. Definitely 2 cards that you want to pick up immediately. By the way, you can find this as don't buy Dragonlord, buy this. I'll make this a public viewable deck list shortly. I had to use Spellslinger just because you have to choose an avatar, but the avatar is not something I chose. I tried to choose the cheapest avatar I could find. Okay, so Black Plague and Great Famine are 2 cards that you almost 100% are going to want to pick up if you're playing any of those cards from any of those elements, right? Super great removal. They can get rid of your opponent's root spiders, other annoying minions that you just want to get out of the way. These 2 are a must pick up, and they'll run you total, I think, about $30 for both of them total. So I think it's like 8 and 15 or 10 and 20, depending on when you want to pick these up. But right now, I think these are the 2 most important cards that you could pick up that are auras from Arthurian Legends. Captain Bald Assar, I guess that's what it's called. This is an interesting card, and I think that as the game continues, this is a card that it just feels like it's one of those things where getting to discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and then casting them, it's like you're getting card advantage and you're getting the ability to mill your opponent down. And I think your opponent loses if they just run out of cards. So this is something that can happen, especially after we go up to the next thing. If you're playing like a control style deck, this card's going to be underrated. It's one of the only cards that has an effect like this, where you can not only steal your opponent's cards, but mills out your opponent. So it's something to think about. Courtesan Thias and Death Dealer. Death Dealer is a little expensive, but like I said, we're spending $150. You're going to take some big swings on some cards that I think that you are sort of must-haves for playing competitively, right? So you pick up the Death Dealer. It's going to be, let's see what Death Dealer costs. What is Death Dealer? Death Dealer is a $13 card right now. Courtesan Thias is like $5 to $7 as well. So these 2 cards, another $20. Pick them up. Get your Death Dealer ASAP. All right. Pendragon's Legacy is a card that is criminally underplayed. And I think it's one of those cards that as the game continues, you're going to see more uniques. Decks are going to have more uniques in them. And this is a card that I think is going to be like awesome to just recycle the cards in your deck. Also, if the Captain Bald Assar is a thing that people start to do, this is a perfect foil to that sort of thing. Infiltrate, I think every red deck that is playing like a mid-range or control strategy needs 2 infiltrates. This is great to get rid of your opponent's annoying minions. Also, it can swing the game. And don't forget, stealth, you can't block things with stealth. So if your opponent is putting up guys, a bunch of dudes in a spot, and they're at death's door, you can steal one of these, and then the next turn, you just attack it. And your opponent cannot block a stealth minion. Keep that in mind. All right. Pact with the Devil is another card that if you are playing fire, you should have Pact with the Devil. You don't necessarily even have to sacrifice if you're a super aggressive deck, you don't care about sacrificing half your life. You just want to draw those 3 cards. You need to keep velocity going. And if you're a deck that plays multicolors, you're probably playing with Apprentice Wizard or Grandmaster Wizard in your deck as well, not to mention some of the other spellcasters in the deck. Again, more spellcasters are going to be coming in Gothic. This card only gets better with time. You got to have it. Let's talk about sites. So you need to be picking up the dual sites. If you don't have Aqueduct, 3 Aqueduct, 3 Lighthouse, 3 Oasis, 3 Ruins, 3 Steps, and 3 Windmills, you're doing yourself an intense disservice. Pick up those now before beta goes out of print forever or whatever. While these are still like $3 to $4 a pop, you can get all these for like $30. Pick them up immediately. You're going to need them for deck building. In my personal opinion, I'd pick up several sets of them just because I like to have several decks. But if you don't have a full play set of duels, get it together. Get those now. I also think that depending on what style of deck that you like to play, pick up one of the for this 150. Pick up one of the triple sites. I like Joyous Guard because I play these colors in my Enchantress deck, but there's several other ones you can choose. I think there's 3 other ones that you can choose. These are must-haves, and even if you're playing a dual color deck, this is still worth playing. And I think that these are only going to go up over time. So pick them up now and just have them forever. All right, so let's talk about some utility sites that I think you should pick up. Merlin's Tower is like giant ramp. If you have the threshold to put this down, you're going to be able to 2-spell, and it's probably going to change the game for you. So keep this card in mind as a card that just really can change the game for you, and it considers itself a spellcaster for that turn. So you can cast a Poison Nova right where you place something and get rid of everything and have all your guys be out of the way for it. So that's a card that I really, really like, and I think that everyone should have a Merlin's Tower. What's Merlin's Tower going for right now? It's an $11 card, so pick it up. You should just have a Merlin's Tower. Perilous Bridge is another card that I think that if you don't have, you're doing yourself an immense disservice. They're 75 cents a piece. Pick up several of these. Almost every deck is going to want to play a Perilous Bridge if you're on the defensive. It just helps you stop your opponent from being able to get across on you. Slower decks are just, this is a card you want. 75 cents for $1.50. This is one of the best defensive cards in the game. Now, I think everyone probably already has a River Flame because it comes in the precons. But if you don't already have one, River Flame is a card that almost every fire deck wants. And it is one of the better cards that, it was one of the better sites in the game for versatility, allowing you to cast fire spells from wherever you place it and making it harder for your opponent to get out of range of your fire spells. The Geistwood. With Gothic coming up, the Geistwood is a card that I'm sure there are going to be a ton of great Genesis cards in the game, but also your graveyard strategies, your cemetery strategies are going to increase in Gothic. I'm just positive of that. The Geistwood, if you don't own one, you should have one. If you've never done a pact with the devil off of a Grandmaster Wizard on a Geistwood, you haven't lived. 9 cards over the course of the whole thing. Like, come on. It's a ridiculous card. Amazing if you're playing Death Speaker, which I think is a card that will see increased play. You need a Geistwood. And then finally, Wormmellow Tump. Wormmellow Tump, again, what was I saying about Gothic? I think that cemetery strategies are going to be super potent. You want to protect yours. If you're playing Earth, you need this card. These cards, and I'll make this list, I'll link it below. This list is just, these are auto includes in almost every deck you want to play them in. And this is a great use of $150 instead of going and purchasing Dragonlord and getting to play with maybe 1 or 2 of these cards. And we'll see, maybe some of those cards will get better in time. But right now, like, if you're thinking about playing competitively, these are cards that you should own. These are staples of every collection. Tell me below, what other cards would you pick up if you just had $150? I'd love to know. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.